mid-'80s, early '90s, I had two things that I loved for comedy. HBO on Saturday nights did Live from the Apollo, which was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And then Comedy Central would do these showcases where you'd have like 6 or 7 comedians, and for an hour they'd each do like a 10-minute set, which was great. And that teach you learn about these comics. Now Comedy Central does nothing but comic cartoons and shows.
Yeah.
And I have
Wannabe Chappelle shows.
Yeah, and I got to go to Netflix to find stand-up comedy now, which is crazy.
I think we're right now in the biggest era of stand-up comedy in terms of the amount of content that's out there.
Yeah, there's tons.
And that's maybe why you can't see it in other outlets. Maybe there's not as much demand for it in Jimmy Fallon's line because it's everywhere already.
Yeah. And that's another thing, too. Growing up, comedy clubs? What the hell's a comedy club?
I don't think people realize that set lives on like it does. Like, because, for example, your Banana and a Gun that you did on one of your appearances is the forefront of your videos when I look. Every time, that's what I'm looking at.
Larry Miller, The 7 Levels of Drinking.
Right.
You know, that still stays in my head, even though that came out in '87.
Right. And I bet you if you look on YouTube, that's the first video that's going to come up when you probably type some of this stuff in. And that's what these younger comics need to realize. You're not going to practice that set. Well, that's the first thing people are going to think about you. That's the only chance they're going to give you. And they're probably not going to want to buy a ticket if you don't do good on that.
No, you're right. They don't see it, but there's a little schooling of it. You know, comedy to me is a lot like baseball. There are many different levels, AA, AAA. They work their way up.
Yeah.
If you start in a vacuum, you're not going to know all the work that's put into it. And, one of the people, now he's kind of on the outs. I think he'll be back. But Louis C.K.
Yeah, I saw a picture of you two together.
Was one of the hardest working comics. And he just makes you, Dave Chappelle's that way, Chris Rock's that way. They make you step your game up. And when you work around them, you're just like, wow. You think it's just about doing the same material over and over again. I go, no, you got to constantly be pushing yourself forward.
Yeah, so. It's a 365-day job.
Yep.
And plus the touring and being on the road constantly. Yeah. And it's got to be hard to come up with.
We were talking about Joe Rogan, and I didn't realize Joe has 7 hours of material out.
I was about to bring him up as well. He does a new hour every year.
Yeah.
Every year he throws away the whole hour. You'll never hear him do it. Yeah. And he was actually expressing a disinterest in the people that do a special and then tour the special. He was like, "You can't tour that." We all heard it.
Yeah, but here's the difference.
But I don't agree.
I was explaining this to somebody. Here's a big difference. So forget the Chappelles and the Chris Rocks and get $50 million for an hour special.
Right.
You're not going to get anywhere near that. What you're hoping is what you're going to get is what you're going to make in 2 years.
Okay.
That's what you're hoping that you can get. Because that money is going to make it so you don't go to clubs, that you go to your little club to work on a new show. And then you tour the heck out of that show. Then you sell it to Netflix or whoever. Then the next day, you start naked again and work on a new show.
That's how you start doing your spots down where you guys are, right? Your 10-minute sets up at the Comedy Store.
But if you don't have anything, so Joe has revenue coming in from other streams.
Everywhere.
Yeah. So for Joe, it's not a problem. But if you don't have that cushion...
He's still getting royalties from Fear Factor.
Right? If you don't have that cushion, you got to... The day after your special, you're doing that special. I think I saw a clip where Joe had said he saw a woman comic at the Comedy Store, and she was doing the same stuff that she did on a special, which I didn't think too much about it until Joe said, yeah, but when they're paying to see you at a club, that means they're your fans and they saw the special. And I went, yeah, you're right.
Well, it's like when Caliendo was here. He was practicing for his big special,
right? I thought that was the coolest thing because he was focusing on being him, as he would put it. So we got to see a preview of stuff that these 2,000, 3,000 seat theaters, they're not going to see it for a while. And we got a nice example of that last week, and gosh, that was awesome.
It was really cool because even when he'd mess up, he'd use like Morgan Freeman to narrate his screw-ups. And that's when the crowd realized.
I wish I could do that.
I wish I could too, man. It was an amazing show.
It really was.
But we got another amazing show this weekend with Rondell Sheridan. One show tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. The show's at 8:30.
Yep, 8:30 tonight, 6 and 9:30 tomorrow.
There you go.
And make sure you make your reservations for dinner because it's pasta night this weekend. $9.95 and up for some really great pasta specials too. It's awesome, and they have gluten-free pasta too.
Homemade gluten-free pasta.
And we rebranded it, by the way. We're now calling it Vasani's Italian Steakhouse.
There you go. I'll take it
because of the steaks. Are just phenomenal. All right, we'll come back. We'll take our final break. Come back and wrap things up with Rondell Sheridan on 1070 NBC Sports. Welcome back to the Larry Timko Show on 1070 NBC Sports, brought to you by Mary Brown's Diner on Placido Road in Englewood, home of the Big Mary Chicken
What
sandwich.
road is it on?
Placido Road.
Placido, really?
That's my neck of the
I
woods.
thought you said placenta. I'm sorry. I'm like, that's a stupid name for a road. Who would live on that? Babies. Just a ton of babies.
Right. It's a young street.
That was hilarious.
Rondell Sheridan in studio performing at Vasani's this weekend. One show tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. For tickets, just log on to Vasani.net or call 941-629-9191. And if you're not familiar with Rondell Sheridan, you need to get out of the rock crawl out from the rock you're under. Amazing talent. You can check him out at rondellsheridan.com and check out videos and bios and all kinds
apparently
of cool
I'm
stuff.
getting a new website. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Apparently you'll see soon.
It's going to be popping.
It'll be beautiful. Those
jumping.
folks at 600sites.com.
There you go.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Say that again.
600sites.com. If you're interested, website starting at $600. Little side project some of us are working on. So
And he maintains it all year round.
yeah,
too.
Steven, we've done a few of them, and hopefully Rondell's will be the next.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun. Plug.
That's right. Might as well. Hey, he made the, he's very talented. Not only does he do comedy, but he can rap too.
Oh, yes. Oh, geez. We can't talk about this right on radio, too. I can.
I really wish I had that video up. I would play that. I really will. Matter of fact, I will prepare next time you come in studio.
Next time we'll do it. That's
All
fine.
right. That'd be cool.
I'll give you the right link to an appropriate instrumental, something that I could lay down, make sure all the words are clean in the way they need to be, which the majority of my music was that way.
Yeah.
Except you say duty a lot.
Duty?
There's a show that I just saw for the first time, and it's hilarious. It's called Drop the Mic. Have you seen this?
Oh, yeah. But here's the problem with Drop the Mic.
Okay. Already.
Please tell me.
It's not it.
Because, hey, I've already got ruined on Last Comic Standing, so
It's
please.
not freestyle.
Well, yeah.
They rehearsed it.
Totally.
Yes. I'm like, when I first watched it, I was like, oh, my God. I didn't know that these people were that good. And then I was like, no.
I have a spoiler alert.
Yeah.
They were
Like,
written
no
in the
one
8 Mile
sucks.
videos, too.
No one sucks on that. Like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
I could see if you freestyled about something else.
Right.
But you have specific freestyle about the actor in front of you? Stop.
The next
Stop
episode
it.
is Molly Ringwald versus John Cryer. They're rapping against each other. And I saw a preview clip of it, and I was dying.
Who was funnier? Was it Cryer or was it
Molly Ringwald.
Get
tore
out of here.
him apart.
Oh,
Tore
no.
him apart.
No.
And I think Odell Beckham Jr. is rapping against somebody, too. Shawn Mendes or somebody.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's the next episode.
It's a cool idea. It's the same way with those Sway in the Morning freestyles and all of them. Nobody
Well, they
really
used to
does
do.
it like that anymore.
Comedy Central had a
It'd be
comic
nice.
battle for a minute there.
Oh,
where
yeah.
They were just trashing each other. Those were
Yeah.
hilarious.
Like the roast battles?
The
and
roast
stuff?
battle.
That
Yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that, too.
I
so.
watched a couple of them that were really good. I watched a couple people whiff on there real bad, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's the thing when you watch a rap battle. They're not as polished. They're polished, but they're not. There's failures. Mm-hmm. There's never failures on Drop the Mic, and I go, no, you all. If you were that good,
all A-list actors.
if you were
and
all that
comedians.
good, you'd have a side job every summer.
Right.
Each of them probably employs their own writer and everything
Oh, I'm
just
sure,
for that.
yeah.
They have a ghostwriter for their
I'm
1 minute
sure
on.
if you look up the writers on the show, there's a list of them, and they're all rappers.
I was going to say, if any of them are listening, 600 sites, I can do those too.
Where'd you come up with that rhyme? Ludicrous.
That was my dream, actually. That was actually my dream goal, was to be a ghostwriter.
Really?
That's what I want to do, hip-hop music or any music, really. I loved writing, and I just never liked the way my voice sounded behind it, and so that was kind of the goal. Running a comedy club's cool, too.
Yeah. And you're going to perform eventually, right?
One day, you'll see me up there.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm not as talented as some of these people. I have a little bit of social anxiety. I can't do what Rondell does. And I totally understand that. And I know where my place is in these things. So yeah, I want to go up there for my own selfish ego sometime. Yeah. Do 5-10 minutes, but I have no aspirations to replace the people that are currently doing it, or, you know what I mean, to try to work it myself.
I mean, it took years for you to develop your technique and style.
No, it was funny the first day I walked on. Yeah,
Of course you were.
First day. Yeah, I killed it. I got the Tonight Show 3 days after I ever did stand-up. Yes. No. Oh, my God.
So easy.
Oh, my God.
I was like, wait. You sound serious now. What?
Trust me, if I was that funny, I'd be a huge superstar right now. You wouldn't even be talking to me. There'd be a hologram of me right now. So I have
You have an entourage, too.
I have a theory of stand-up comics the first time they go on stage. I think the very first time they go on stage, for the majority of comics, you do well to really good. It's the second time that you go on stage that you bomb abysmally.
Did you remember the first time you bombed?
Oh, it was the second time I went on stage.
Okay.
Because the first time, I think you have to be naturally funny to be able to do it. I met a girl when I was in acting school. I met one of my classmates' sister was a stand-up comic. And so I had a crush on her, and she used to work this club called Mostly Magic in Manhattan. And Susie Essman, who's on Curb Your Enthusiasm, I saw her perform the very first time she did stand-up comedy. She was a substitute teacher. She talked about school, and it was funny. Joy Behar, I saw one the first time she did stand-up comedy.
Wow.
They were both school teachers, and they had these hilarious stories. So I watched for about a month and a half of watching these people, and this Vanda had said to me, she goes, you're really funny. You should do stand-up. And so because everybody there had been doing stand-up less than 2 years, they weren't extremely polished. Yeah. And I go, I'm as funny as those people. So the first time I went up, and I did well. The problem is you don't understand how you did well. It's not like running. Okay. I tell you to run fast, go. So you understand that. But there's other things in that moment. Things worked. You said it a specific way. It just lumbered together. So you're trying to repeat what you did, and no comic can do the exact same thing the next night. It's just... You can say the same words.
I just saw yesterday. I watched a bit of Kellyanne Conway doing stand-up comedy. Did you ever see that video?
No.
Horrible.
Oh my God!
Really? Now I see why she got into politics.
That's awesome.
She should bury that video.
I'm surprised it's not buried already.
Yeah, call Donald Trump. Say, hey, do what you have to do to make this video go away.
I didn't even know she did comedy. It was bad. Wow. Let me rephrase that. She didn't do comedy.
She did a lecture that was not humorous.
Right. It was bad. But I saw there was a really bad Comedy Central special with Kristen Schultz. Do you know her?
I know of her. Yeah.
Okay, from Bob's Burgers, and she bombed. I don't know if it was meant to be. But...
Oh yes, I know her. I love her voice. Yeah. She's on Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Well,
she did a special, and it was horrible. Yeah. I mean, she was getting booed, and then a little girl was heckling her. So I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Maybe this was a setup. It has to be, because what's a little girl doing at a comedy club? And this little girl's heckling her.
Yeah,
like, oh my God.
Where your parents at? Telling you to shut up.
And then she ends up leaving the stage crying.
Yeah.
The
comedian?
The comedian, Kristen Schultz. It was the worst comedy special I've ever seen in my entire life. Look that one up. I was like, why would Comedy Central air this?
Right.
It wasn't
got to make her money back.
I guess. But I'm sure there's got to be specials that they've recorded that never seen the light of day.
Amy Schumer shouldn't.
I'm not going to go there.
Sorry.
That's what movie I'm going to go see right after this.
What? Yeah.
Right now. I feel pretty. I'm going to go.
Okay. Well, we got less than a minute left of the show. I want to thank Rondell Sheridan for taking time out of his schedule to come hang out with us. We appreciate it.
Had the salmon at Vasani's.
No, the New York strip steak.
I had the strip. I know I had the ribeye last night.
I'm a ribeye guy, too.
Yeah, but
I'm a strip steak guy.
The salmon, I had to buy the salmon last night. I went back in the kitchen. I was like, who made the salmon? Who made the salmon? And the guy stuck his head out. I go, that salmon was awesome!
It's awesome. Get your ticket, 629-9191, and log on to Vasani.net for more information. It's Rondell Sheridan. Check him out at rondellsheridan.com.
Go
Andrew,
Clippers.
Go Clippers.
Go Clippers.
That's right. Andrew, thanks for coming down, too, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. All right, don't forget, Country Fest is tomorrow, and we'll have the Lightning game at 3 o'clock tomorrow as well, with the puck dropping at 3:30 with Hall of Famer Phil Esposito and Dave Mishkin. I'm Larry Timko. If we don't see the future, we'll see you in the pasture.